All right, guys. To watch this video for Friday, January 12th. If you're watching this and it's still kind of early after or late afternoon, early evening, you may still be able to register for tonight's webinar, which is at 7:30. So there's the info. We're talking about fear. Wayne has put together a fantastic presentation. So if you can show up, show up. It's a free webinar, and we like doing stuff like this. So let me go into the watch list. Start with a SPY. Oh, real quick, let me slide this over. Very, the teamwork in our chat room is fantastic. I actually had a CNET today. Ramesh from our chat room, one of the members that I follow, and I have him on my hot script list. So when Ramesh or anyone else on that list posts something, I get an audible alert. And he posted the volume on CNET when it was right there. And I was watching it, and I ended up calling it long before it broke the high of day, what we call Tokyo Play and Chat, right there, like, I don't know, 558, 559. And we got a really quick move to 640, and if you watched it, it went much higher than that too. But and I actually had kind of a cruddy early trade this morning. So Ramesh, I told him I was going to drive to Panama City and give him a kiss, but he said something about getting his gun and locking his door or whatever. But the teamwork in there is great, and that was a great post, and really made my day. Really made my day. So the SPY, after looking like it was rolling over yesterday, this is what I mean by a strong market. It's just right back up to all-time highs. So here's what I'm watching for Friday, GENE. Oh, by the way, I'm going to put the link to that free webinar tonight for the last few that may want to jump in. You got to RSVP through the link, and the link will be in the description to this video. All right, so Gene, GENE, had this nice pop here, a nice pop that actually took out these highs yesterday, and then today kind of a quiet inside day. It's well off the highs, though. But if you go to 5-minute candles here, I mean, it's just a very narrow, boring day for it. So sometimes you can take off again. I don't love this, but I'm going to watch it, all right? NCTY got a big pop intraday, and then actually halted. It moved so quickly, then gapped up, and then really kind of went into a range here, but well off of its lows, and then kind of had a late day pop, gave it all right back in the last 10 minutes, but held up well enough, and with this volume, I think it's going to catch some attention tonight. This could be a nice possible red to green trade or something like that tomorrow. Again, it closed well off its highs, but it also closed well off its lows. So deserves to be on watch. NBEV gapped up today. No trades in it, but it gapped up and then sold off. And it kind of closed, I don't want to say strong, but got a little bit of buying and a little bit of volume at the end of the day. Sometimes these are worth watching the next day. I'd still argue that bears on an intraday basis, won today, but still worth watching tomorrow. JMEI has this kind of nice consolidation going on up near these recent highs. So this one's worth watching. They had this one spike back here to 420. Today's high was 403, so maybe over 403. That could maybe get us through this 420 and get going. It's certainly getting some nice volume lately, so it goes on a chart. Didn't mean to type that. Man, I'm getting dyslexia today. CVO had this big pop here, a nice secondary pop here. A few days ago, I loved this chart. Just loved it. But the next day took off right out of the gate and reversed. It never gave me an entry setup, and I love the fact that it's got all this support right around $1. Probably I should argue between 90 cents and $1. And so today bounced up, getting a little bit of volume. Here it is on 15s. I don't know. I love the volume that came in a few days ago, and I love the fact that maybe we retested support and now it's starting to move back up. So this isn't a beautiful or explosive looking chart, but I do think it's got great support below. So the next logical move after this pop and then a pullback on lower volume might just be up. So I think CVO is worth watching. CUR had nice support here in this area for, I don't know, like a month. It had this huge pop back here, a nice secondary pop. And then today it tried to get going. Had a high of 236, but closed at 208. So that just lands it on my watch list. I don't have any kind of particular price catalyst I'm looking at. I just know I want to watch it. This MYSZ, I'll zoom in a little bit, had this huge move, and now we're 3 days lower, declining volume, holding this area, again, finding buyers around the 140 area. Possible bounce tomorrow. Again, I'm an intraday trader. I'm in cash every night, so only if it gives me a low risk setup. Man, I got a frog in my throat. TNDM gapped up yesterday on earnings, sold off, and then sold off again today a little bit, but a nice narrow range. This one goes, I'm looking for this one to turn back up tomorrow again with a proper setup. SAEX, This actually is already a decent chart setup. You had this big volume, lower high, lower high. You can kind of picture a flag here. But the reason it's on watch is because it's trading at $3 in after hours. Trading all the way up, kind of above recent highs. Had some news in after hours, so maybe a gap and go tomorrow. It's a low float stock. LINU, probably my favorite going into tomorrow. I mean, this had this huge, look at the pops this thing has. Here, 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 and it found nice support at the 200-day, the 20-day, the 8-day. They're all there. A bunch of moving average support. And I'm going to switch to 60s. And this thing, I don't know how many days ago this was, popped to 204 right here. And then briefly took that out today. It went to 208. I don't know how that happens. 207.99. I'll just round that up to 208. But anyway, this is really interesting over this kind of 3 to 4 day high. You had this one spike here to 231. And this thing likes to move at times. This is one of my favorite setups going into tomorrow. Again, there it is on 60. So really nice support and trying to break out here. Like this one a lot. SGOC. I don't know. Had this big pop back here. Gave a lot of it back. Another pop. And then a pretty nice little breakout attempt here that went to like $1.70. Came back, found support. A little bit of extra volume today. Took it up to $1.50. I really like this one over $1.50 tomorrow if that happens with a proper setup. And lastly, I'm going to put VHC on watch again. This thing's trying to pop out and kind of flagging here, trying to pop out of this range. I like the volume the other day. Absolutely worth watching. I don't know where I like it. Let's see. Today's high, 420. The high of this pop was 430. I don't know. I kind of like it over 420. I definitely like it over 430. And another catalyst would be over this 435. And you can see this one can break free as it did back here. So anyway, we're going to add some gappers to the list in the pre-market as well. Don't forget, it's a 3-day weekend. The market's closed Monday. So tomorrow afternoon probably be pretty dead. So we're really going to focus on the morning. And then we'll have a 3-day weekend. So hope to see you all tonight in our free webinar. Again, look to the description in the description for the link to this video. I'm going to try that one more time. Look in the description to this video for the link to the webinar. All right, I better get off here and save a little bit of brain cells for tonight. Have a good night.